Imagine walking into a luxurious hotel where you don't have to worry about fitting in and exploring a new city without worrying about standing out. I know how daunting the world can feel for plus size travelers, so I started exploring the world, taking up space, and encouraging other fat people to do the same. Hey boo, I'm Annette, but you might know me as From Annette With Love. I've been creating fat positive content on the internet for over a decade, and it's about time I bring some of that to you on YouTube. I'll be your go-to girl for everything travel, fashion, and lifestyle from a plus size perspective. But instead of the curated highlights that you get on Instagram, I want to come to you barefaced and bearing it all. Okay, not all exactly, but definitely much more than I've ever shared before. Fashion was my first passion. I graduated from the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in LA, and I worked in the fashion industry for over a decade. Working remotely for an online fashion company is initially what allowed me to live a nomadic lifestyle. I was bitten by the travel bug in 2015 and quickly noticed that not only were plus size women missing from travel marketing and advertising, our needs weren't even being considered by travel companies. After my first trip to Southeast Asia in 2016, my goal shifted from creating fashion content to focusing on travel and advocacy. I never saw myself represented in travel, but I did see people that looked like me while I was traveling. That's because 2 out of 3 travelers are women, and women make 80% of all travel decisions. A recent study shows that over 50% of American women, nearly 40% of Australian women, and almost 50% of British women are considered plus size. I knew that if my travel needs weren't being met, the same was true for my community. So in 2017, I launched Fat Girls Traveling, a travel community committed to empowering travelers who don't want to wait on their weight to explore the world. It's honestly been one of my greatest joys to help open up the world to people who have been historically overlooked. Fat Girls Traveling started as an Instagram profile, grew into an online community, and transformed into a global movement. Fat Girls Traveling Tours launched in 2024 and is all about leveling up the luxury travel experience for plus-size travelers. We focus on comfort, accessibility, and connecting our clients with local communities, making sure that every trip is not just inclusive, but unforgettable. As a pioneer in the travel space, my mission is bold: to change societal norms and promote inclusivity in all aspects of travel. I've had the opportunity to work with other travel brands to help them create more size-inclusive tours. I've also written for and been featured in some of the top travel publications. And I've even won some awards for my work. For the last decade, I've been nomadic. I spent a few years bopping around Southeast Asia, and I'm currently based in Mexico. Over the last few years, I've gone through a lot, and I've been so far away from my friends and my family. YouTube is the perfect place for me to share some of those stories and to get even more personal. In 2020, so many of us were lonely and in desperate need of support. I'd quickly left Southeast Asia to return stateside to be with my friends and family, and really needed some community support. So I started hosting and continue to host our monthly Fat Friend support group. I had no clue that the community I'd built would be there to hold me up during the most difficult days of my life. At the end of 2021, I faced a life-threatening illness during pregnancy, Hyperemesis Gravidarum. After weeks in the hospital here in Mexico and stateside, I barely walked away with my life. However, I lost my twin babies and my relationship after I discovered there had been some infidelity. I've been single and abstinent for over 2 years now, and who knows if I'm ready to date, but I am ready to be more social, and I want to take you with me. In a writing workshop, I was told to write from the scar, not from the wound. So I'm sharing my scars as my wounds continue to heal. The support that I received from you, my community, is the only thing that got me through. And now that I feel stronger, I'm ready to be more vulnerable than ever. When I'm not planning and hosting magical body positive adventures, you can find me connecting with my community online, traveling with friends and family, and building my global empire. I'm currently spending time in the US and Mexico as I work to become a Mexican resident. This year, I'm working on connecting, de-influencing, traveling, rebranding, healing, and divesting from companies who don't support my community. I'm living a big life and finding beauty in the small things. I'm facing my fears and overcoming obstacles. I'm making new memories and healing old wounds. And I would love to do it all together. Will you join me? If my story inspired you, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more stories about living boldly, traveling freely, and taking up space. Because everybody deserves to explore the world. See you next time.